Hey, welcome to my basement. Uh, in this video recording, I'm going to give you a tutorial on the microbit and the different parts of it, and then also an introduction to the coding software. Hopefully it won't be too long. So in the kit that I gave you, you got 3 alligator clips of different colors. You won't need those right away, so you can go ahead and put those to the side. You also got a spare set of batteries, which you may or may not need, but the main thing of everything that you need is going to be in this kit. And I feel like I'm a YouTube video opening something new for the first time for review. It's a little weird. Anyways, inside here you have your microbit in this static proof pouch, bag, don't throw it out. This helps protect the microbit. It's kind of why we put a label on it. So go ahead and don't throw out the bag. You have a USB cord. You have 2 instruction manuals that you may or may not need. Don't throw them out. That's why they're labeled. You've got batteries, and then you've got a battery pack. Now some of you, the batteries are already in the battery pack, depending if a 5th grader have it or not. Some of you are going to have to put them in, but to put it in the battery pack, so there's the labeled side and there's the non-labeled side, and you see this triangle doohickey there, right there. You just want to go ahead and slide that down. Opens up. I'm assuming you know how to put batteries in things. Right, negative goes on the springy side, and then go ahead and attach it. Right, so the batteries you will need if you want the program that you loaded on the microbit to run when you've unplugged it from your computer. Right, it will charge. It will have a charge when you plug it into your computer, but if you want to like take it out, you're going to need a battery pack. Okay, so the microbit itself, here it is. Please don't step on it. Please don't get water on it. We're going through the duh things right now. You know, there are a lot of little things that are soldered on very nicely here that can break. So just, you know, be careful with it. This is not for throwing across the room. Don't put it down your toilet. Don't take a bath with it. Don't give it to your dog. Don't give it to your little brothers or sisters. I mean, only if they're real little. You know, just be careful with it. Okay, so on this, what are the important things to know? So this is the front of your microbit. Okay? This bumpy thing right here is the LED display screen. Okay? And then there's 2 buttons here that you can press to use in various gaming things. So they're labeled A and B, so there's an A button and a B button. And then these little rows down here, they are labeled 0, 1, 2, 3 volt, and ground. Right? And this is for different projects as you move forward. If you need to attach an alligator clip to a certain point or port, you can go ahead and do that. Right? And they can go ahead and clip in different places depending on what you need. Some of you won't be using these at all. Some of you will, depending on the project you pick. Okay, so to get the battery pack in. So I'm going to say once you get the battery pack in, don't take it out because it's real easy to break this part. But this, here, let me show you the back first. Here's the back. This is where the battery plugs in. This is like a reset button here. And this is where you plug the micro USB in to the other side into your computer. Okay. So the first thing you should do is plug your battery pack in. Right, and it's pretty like, let me show you. So that's the top, that's the bottom, okay? So if I look at there, see it's kind of slightly smaller on the top than the bottom. So when you see it, there's like a way it goes in. It won't even try to go in if you do it upside down. That's upside down. Don't do that. That's right side up. So I'm going to push it in, and it will click. It'll do something. This is a brand new one, so it's going to say hello and some other stuff. I was going to say, hey, hit the A button, right? Oops, sorry, the A button. And I did it, and it says yay. And then it says hit the B button. And I did it, it says yay. Now yours is going to hold, so the neat thing about these that I like is that it just saves the last program it has. It's not like the Lego robots where you can save lots of different programs on it. It just saves the last program on it. So if your fifth grader have it, it will have whatever last program that was in it. Fifth grader run, if it is a brand new one, is going to kind of go through this little like sequence program that was in there. Okay. All right, and then the other thing you need to plug in is your USB right here. So you go ahead and you, again, the micro USBs make sense. One side is shorter than the other. In here, right? So you're going to plug it in right there. So go ahead and plug it in. That was a push, like never like jam anything in here, just like gently push it in. This battery pack is real tricky to unplug once it's in there. You can see like you can't just pull on it, you have to squeeze to pull on it. So if you want to turn this off, like the battery pack's in here, what I would recommend doing is just take the batteries out. Leave this thing plugged in. Just take the batteries out, put the batteries in the box, right? And then it's off. If you want to, once it's plugged into the computer, it'll turn on. You can have both the battery and this plugged into the computer at the same time. With some electronics, that's a no-no, but for this one, it's fine. It's got a diode on here that prevents short circuiting, so that's great. So if you want to turn it off, go ahead and just take the batteries out of the pack, and if you want to turn it back on, just put the batteries back in the pack, and it will turn back on. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay. To plug this into your computer, you just plug it into your computer with the USB. It's as simple as that. So that's kind of the mechanics of how this works. When you're all done with it, you can feel free to, take the batteries out, obviously, when you're not using it. Like, go ahead and take those batteries on out. Right, and you can just go ahead and keep everything in this pack. Put it someplace safe, put it someplace where it won't get smushed. If you want to put the alligator wires in here too, that's absolutely 100% fine. And now I'm going to go on to the software. Hi, I'm back. Okay, so in your Google Classroom, I'm on 8.1 right now, but it will look the same for 8.2 and 8.3 under Codapalooza. You have something called Microbit Project. And in that project will be this video I'm recording. That's not here yet because I'm recording it. The project summary and instructions. But what we're going to go through right now is this link right here. So this is the software we're going to use. So it's called Microsoft MakeCode. So you're going to go ahead and click on that. And then it will open up. And it's just makecode.microbit.org. What are the things I like about this? You don't have to log in to use this at all. I think that's pretty cool. It saves, so you can see some things that I was playing around with. I think it saves like your last 30 days of code, and it does that through cookies on your browser. Not yum, 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 yum cookies, but little things that your browser tracks your whereabouts, just in case. That was confusing. So anyway, so you don't have to like save anything or log in or password or any of that. So I kind of absolutely love it. So, here we go. This is what we're going to be using. This is just to create a new project. So let me give you a little view of this page here. We have tutorials, which you will be doing today. And then there's all sorts of different ideas that you can do, and I'll talk about that a little bit after I go through a tutorial. So there's like live code, there's different games you can make, fashion, music, toys, science, tools, all sort turtle stuff, all sorts of stuff, and then it kind of gets a little more complicated and kind of more stuff for teachers. But anyways, lots of different things to do on this site. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start by doing some tutorials. And I'd like you to get through 5 tutorials today. Flashing heart, name tag, smiley buttons, dice, love meter, and that's it. We can't do micro chat, which makes me a little sad because you need 2 microbits. And we're at home by ourselves and we only have 1. So, wow. All right, anyway, so when you go to a tutorial, right, so new start here, I'm going to go through the flashing heart. So there is an option to play a video lesson. If you want to watch that, you can go ahead. It will open in, I'll hover over that, in YouTube in a new window. Feel free to do that. And then you have some choices here. You can do blocks, so that's your block coding. You can learn Python, and Python is a coding language that looks like words. Python is a great place to start. So I should say this. I want you to be comfortable with what you're learning, but I want you to push yourself. So if you're really new to coding or you're very uncomfortable with coding, stick with blocks. Stick with something that looks familiar, right? And get really good with that. If you've been doing blocks or if you just feel really good, or if you really want to try it, try Python, right? You can do that, right? So try Python. It's a language that you type out, but it's pretty straightforward. I like it a lot. And if you're feeling like if you're been coding for a while, or if you're feeling pretty confident about it, go ahead and try JavaScript. You can be a beginner and say like, I really want to try this. I want to learn it. The tutorials are really nice. But I want you to pick something that you're comfortable with, but also challenges you. So I'm just going to go through the block tutorial with you right now. All right. So it'll tell you what we're doing. We're going to learn how to use the LEDs and make a flashing heart. Okay. So I hit OK. All right. So let me put my brain over here. So, right, it's going to basically, if you hover over this light bulb, it's basically going to show you exactly what to do. It says place the show LEDs blocks in the forever thing right here. So if I go to basics, like I'm just following this right here, I'm going to basics and I'm going to show LEDs and I'm going to put it in the forever. Okay. So that's, and draw a heart. And now I'm going to like draw a heart. I am really bad at this. Sorry. Art skills. Woo. Okay. Look at that. I made a heart. So proud of myself. Looks like a heart, right? Yep. Yours can look different than mine. That's fine. Okay. So I just clicked on the buttons, right? And the nice thing about it here is that, let me get rid of this, is it shows you what your code looks like so far. Okay. Oh, look at that. Show a hint, right? If you need it, if you're stuck, it's right there. And I hit next. Okay. Place another show LEDs block. You can leave it blank and draw a heart and draw what you want. So here we go. They're going to put another one here, right? And they're going to leave it blank. So I'm going to do that too. So I'm going to do a show LEDs blocks. I'm going to put it there. Okay, great. Now what? Look at your virtual microbit. So this is the virtual microbit here. You should see a heart and your drawing blink on screen, right? Because it's forever showing this and then showing nothing. So it's going boom, 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 boom. Okay, next. If you have a microbit connected, click download to transfer your code and watch the heart flash. So I am going to take my microbit here. I'm just putting my batteries in. Sorry, I should show you what I'm doing, right? And I'm going to take my USB and I'm going to plug it in to the USB on the side of my computer, right? And then I'm going to hit download, right? And it goes like thinking, 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 thinking. Still thinking. Okay, so we connect the microbit to your computer with a USB cable. Use the USB port on top of the microbit. So we did that. So then we're going to move the hex file, right? So apologies because I'm on a Mac and you're on a Chromebook, but it's going to download this file, right? Mine, it's called Flashing Heart, right? It downloaded to my computer, right? Flashing Heart microbit.hex, okay? Right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to shrink out of this. So you should see something connected to your Chromebook called microbit, right? And then what you're going to want to do is in your downloads. So my downloads looks different than your downloads, but you're going to find your downloads, right? And you want to drag it into your microbit, right? It'll look like an external drive file, right? So, and it's copying, right? Right. And when it's done copying, it's automatically going to eject from it. And then if I take this off, right, I have the battery pack plugged in so it can still go. You can see I have my flashing heart on here. Okay. So I did find this video, which I am going to link in the assignment, that goes through transferring the microbit programs from a Chromebook. It's pretty short. It goes really quick and it just shows what it looks like. It's the same process as I just showed you, but it shows you, it has like little screen grabs. So it shows you exactly what it looks like on a Chromebook. Okay, now that's it. That finished it. Right, and then I'm here and I can do more things with it, right? Now the neat part is, I'm going to show you this, right? I made my flashing heart, so that was really easy and fun. I can actually go, like, let's say I'm doing blocks and I'm like, this is kind of easy. I can switch over to Python, right? And it actually takes the code that I have, right? And it shows you what it looks like in Python here, right? But then let's say I'm trying Python and I'm like, oh my God, this is too hard. I can go ahead and I can go back to blocks, right? Pretty neat, huh? Okay, and then if I go ahead and click on this home button here, right, there's my flashing heart that I made a few seconds ago, right? And then, you can go ahead and try different ones, right? So you're going to do the flashing heart, name tag, smiley buttons, dice, love meter, okay? You go ahead and pick the language that you want, that you feel most comfortable in, okay? And then go ahead and code away. And our next class tomorrow, asynchronous, you'll be choosing your project, and I'll give you more information about choosing your project tomorrow. The other thing I would say, if you're just making a new project, make sure you give it a good name so you know what it is you're doing, kind of thing, so you can easily find it. All right, and with that, I'm going to stop talking, and I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you soon.